Mr. Steve Lopez, Vice President of the Board of Education, Mr. Bernard Carrazzo, Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Louis Constantino, Chief Academic Officer, Mr. Vincent McPutnam, Executive Director of Elementary and Secondary Administration and Supervision, Ms. Amanda Curley, Executive Director of Instructional Support, Ms. Jane Lemon, Principal of Yonkers High School, distinguished guests. On behalf of the administration, faculty, and staff of Yonkers High School, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the 117th commencement exercise of Yonkers Middle High School, an international baccalaureate grade school. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our distinguished superintendent, Mr. Bernard Carrazzo.
Thank you, Mr. Corey, and welcome. Greetings to our board president, Dr. Nader Sayed, and all of you should know who is a graduate of Yonkers High School. Trustee Stephen Lopez, Board of Education officials, principal enrollment guests, teachers, parents, family members, and of course, our honorees, the 2013 graduating class of Yonkers International Baccalaureate. It is an absolute honor and privilege to address you this lovely afternoon. As I look out among the faces of you, the graduates of Yonkers International Baccalaureate High School, I can only beam with pride at your successes. Never faltering, unwavering on your goals, setting high standards and meeting those standards, struggling in some cases, though IB courses are not easy. However, you continued without wavering. These standards were set by you, coupled with high expectations set by your teachers and your parents, to reach this day, and I commend you for that effort. I am extremely proud of each of you because you epitomize a unique quality and work ethic established without compare. Graduation is a joyous occasion, a celebration of accomplishments and anticipation of the future. It is a time to express appreciation for family, friends, teachers, and administrators. However, and more importantly, graduates, graduation signifies a moment for you to contemplate the nature of your character, a moment to ask whether you are prepared to accept the challenges that life has to offer. Everything that matters in our intellectual and moral life begins with an individual confronting his or herself, looking into the mirror. Ethics are surely influenced by values taught at home and in school, But ultimately, ethical decisions are private, relying on an individual's moral compass, decisions made in one's own mind. How you choose to embrace these decisions and determine the measure of your integrity will measure your path in life. Recently, graduates, I had a very moving experience after accepting an invitation to be part of an afternoon celebration at one of our elementary schools. When I arrived, I was warmly greeted by our students and teachers, and I noticed that each child had a brown paper bag in front of them filled with snacks. I automatically dismissed it, simply thinking that our cafeteria services provided some treats for our students. However, I was told that the bags were provided by a guest author who was Shortly after I arrived, the author, Laura Schroff, greeted the class and began to tell quite a compelling story. She wrote a memoir, a book entitled An Invisible Thread. The story begins with a chance interaction on 56th Street and Broadway between Schroff and an 11-year-old panhandler named Maurice, 26 years earlier. She was rushing to work in Manhattan one day when she was confronted by this 11-year-old who greeted her and said, "Excuse me, lady, do you have any spare change?" She bristled and she said no and went on her way, but about a half block later, she had a change in mind. Something motivated her to turn around and go back, and she told young Maurice, "I won't give you money, but if you're hungry, I will buy you lunch." Maurice was a child of crack addicts who lived in a homeless shelter. There was often no food, and he was constantly hungry. To make sure that Maurice would have food every day, the two agreed that Maurice would pick up his lunch from Laura's doorman at her apartment building every morning on his way to school. Maurice only had one request. He asked that his lunch be placed in a brown paper bag. When the author asked why, Maurice explained that he noticed when he went to school that those children that came to school with their lunch in a brown paper bag, he knew in his heart that someone cared about them. The brown paper bag is truly a metaphor for the care that your parents and family members, your teachers and administrators, your friends and your classmates have been providing for each of you from the first day you ventured into pre-kindergarten many, many years ago. This support, this brown paper bag, is the care and nurturing that brought you to this event today. Students, the concept of an invisible thread comes from an old Chinese proverb which states, "An invisible thread connects those who are destined to meet, regardless of time, place, and circumstance. The thread may stretch and tangle, but it will never, ever break." Each of us creates invisible threads throughout our lifetime by making friends and acquaintances, by spending time with family, by attending and graduating from Yonkers International Baccalaureate High School, which you are now irrevocably connected, and connections with an invisible thread. What we do with this invisible thread, what we weave from it, fashions who we are and what we become. As you leave the relative safety of Yonkers International Baccalaureate High School and enter college, the military, or the world of work, your struggle will continue. The standards will remain high, and you again will be called upon to meet the challenge. It will be your responsibility to set the standards for our nation for a robust and successful future.